Alright, so I just wanted to shoot a quick video because a lot of people have been asking me about recommendations on CRM systems that are simple to use but at the same time very effective. Now, the one that I use is Contactually, and it's very simple to set up, and once it's set up, it's incredibly powerful. And I just want to show you two things that I use. For example, one of the things here I use is programs. Like here, this is a program specifically for new LinkedIn connections that come into my world. So for everybody who comes into my LinkedIn world, there's a program set up. So whenever somebody's coming into my LinkedIn world, I have my marketing manager basically import those people into Contactually and then get them into this follow-up system. It's all fully automated, and what happens is there's nothing sold here. Nothing. I don't like to approach it in any way like that. So what happens is the first thing I do is I review if somebody is ideal, client or partner, collaborator, whatever, and then I check what to do next. If they're not ideal, they get out of the system. If I feel they're ideal and there's some sort of resonance, then they get into step 2, and then from there it's all automated with different time stamps here that it's waiting for 5 days before it does that, and it's waiting 14 days before it does this. And essentially all it does is it provides tremendous value to people. It shares a couple of tools like this one, which is a very powerful tool to connect with people. Contactually, obviously my CRM system, I want to make sure people use that because it's just so powerful. It's not my CRM system. I didn't develop Contactually. It's just the one that I use. And some case studies, some videos, some other tools and apps, and it's all designed to make their connection life a lot easier, a lot more authentic, and a lot more effective. Because that's what I do with my clients. When I work with my clients, I help them to make connecting and building relationships with very high-level leaders more effective and authentic. And it's designed to do that for them with all the tools that I share with them. So because I don't sell anything in here, these people know what I do. They have a good idea, even though if they even don't watch the case study, they still know what I do because of my LinkedIn profile, etc. It's all set up that way. So what Contactually can do here is you can set up a completely automated follow-up system that is very, very authentic. And if you do it the right way, you can screw this up, of course, but if you do it the right way, then you don't really sell anything in here. All you do is provide value. And I have tremendous results from this. I get tons of referrals from people who go through this. And also I just get great feedback. People thank me for providing, those great resources. And that's just one thing. That's only for the LinkedIn connections. And here's another thing, pipelines. I love pipelines for very high level deals. And one I want to show you here, that's an example. This is a pipeline that is designed for me to create very high-level collaborations. This is for different organizations that I'm part of, either my own company where I get on the advisory board of organizations. That's one of my clientele. The other one is an organization where we work with companies where we implement a mastermind structure to help them facilitate a better exchange of business opportunities across the organization. That's another one. And then there's some other ones that I'm part of, but essentially these are all larger deals. They're usually in the range of 50,000, 100,000 or more, but because when it comes to strategic partnerships, when it comes to very high level collaborations, you cannot really do that effectively in an automated, sequence or an automated program. So what I do is I have a pipeline, and I always have 5 stages that I know everyone goes through. So I've got the raising awareness stage, I've got the getting response stage, the engaging conversation stage, strategic offer, and then the collaboration. And there's different offers at different stages, but as soon as somebody comes into my world, or I want to proactively connect with somebody. So there's company X I want to work with, there's organization X I want to work with, maybe as a strategic partner, maybe as a client. And the first step is really raising their awareness, because if they have no idea who the hell I am, well, it doesn't really make any sense to send any kind of email yet. So I first need to raise their awareness. And within that, there's different actions I know that I can take to accomplish the goal of raising awareness. And then the next one is getting a response, because when you do a good job at raising awareness, getting a response is much easier. And the same thing goes throughout the entire pipeline here. If you do great at getting a response and do it in a very inspired way, having an engaged conversation is really easy to get to. So it's different stages here that people go through, and within each stage I have a document that outlines the different actions I can take. So let's say, for example, a deal that is here or that is here. A deal is, for example, an organization. So I want to work with organization X, and I know within that organization there are 2 or 3 decision makers that I need to build a relationship with in order to win business with them, to win a deal with them. And I can then add those contacts within that deal, and I can have specific notes. If I open, for example, that one, I can then I have the decision maker here. I have the different notes in here. I can make notes here. I know how much value that deal has. So it's a very, very powerful way for me to keep track of everything that's happening. And at the same time, when I go to the dashboard in Contactually and I go to the actions, what happens here is Contactually tells me who I need to follow up with, because I told Contactually that I want to follow up with everybody who's at deal stage X every 4 days, or somebody who's at in the pipeline at deal stage Y. I want to follow up with them every 7 days or every 10 days or every 15 days. And follow up in what I mean by follow up is not necessarily sending them an email or message or calling them. It can be as simple as writing a recommendation or introducing them to somebody or inviting them to a private gathering that I host or something like that, or sending them an email and saying, hey, I'm going to this event, do I see there? Well, I see you there. So there's lots of different things, but essentially in the dashboard, what I love here is I always have the overview. Whenever I go into business development mode, relationship building mode, I can just go into Contactually, I can go into the dashboard, into the actions, and I see exactly what kind of actions I need to take. And in my document that I have that outlines for the pipeline at every single step what different actions I can take, I can just look at that and say, okay, somebody's in engaging conversation stage. It's that organization. That's what we've already talked about. That's what we've already done. Here's the next stage I want to accomplish with them. Here are the different actions I can take. And then the only decision I have to make is which action do I take now. It's really powerful, because then you don't have to make 100 decisions all the time, and you can just make one decision. Which of these actions do I take? And it gets your focus just on one thing. It frees your mind, and it just gets a lot of the pressure off your shoulder. So that's just one of the reasons why I love Contactually so much. So I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it could be really valuable for you to see how this works. I've set up different email templates as well for the programs, but the most important thing for me is the pipelines, because I'm a business development guy, so I'm a deal maker, I'm a rainmaker in all the ventures that I'm involved in. So for me, it's most of the time it's about building relationships for very high level collaborations, and if I can manage it in that way and have the overview, it just makes my life so much easier. So I just wanted to share that with you. Hope it helps, and wishing you a great day. Take care.